I'm just kidding. We can.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. Good old Rocky Pod, episode. I don't know. All right, how we doing, guys?
Great intro.
Good.
Thank you.
Think it's a bit too early to say, Matt. We'll see how this goes.
Well, all right. Shoot, what are we talking about? Schedule.
About
Another
schedule.
great intro.
Well, I was gonna ask you guys how you're doing again, but then I remembered I already did that. So, all right, 2024 football schedule is here, boys. What do we think? Who wants to read it off? Caleb, you got a good.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh crap! I had it up. Now there it went. All right. August 31st, Chattanooga. The next week, NC State for some reason in Charlotte.
Woo.
Then we have Kent State at home at Oklahoma. Bye week number 1,
I know. Well,
which I think is great. At Arkansas, and then home versus Florida. The very next week, home versus Alabama. Then bye week number 2. Home against Kentucky, home against Mississippi State, at Georgia, home versus UTEP, and then rounding it out with at Vanderbilt. All right, discuss.
Very good. Very good.
real quick before we hop in the scheduled part, do we have a defined pod yet?
There's not going to be pods.
Yeah, but they're just doing away with divisions, correct?
Yeah. It's the whole league, and the top 2 teams are going to play for the SEC title.
I knew they were discussing that. I just didn't know if they
Yeah.
finalized that. Okay.
It's not really finalized because they haven't announced who the permanent opponents are.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
officially.
that's 20. That's 2025. They'll be doing that.
Okay. All right.
This is
And-
sort of a bridge year.
Well, I mean, just for me hopping off, I think that we're definitely 3-0. I'm a little nervous that the first time we see Nico in a big game atmosphere is at Oklahoma with Josh Heupel returning to Oklahoma, and it's going to be that whole storyline. Oklahoma's first ever SEC game. A little nervous about that, but I mean, if Nico's Nico, we have a chance. But I just don't know what Nico really is. So I'm going to
Yep.
say, going into the bye week, we have a 60% chance to be 4-0.
Scientific.
I mean, you don't think that playing former VFL Dave Doreen in Charlotte is a big game for Nico?
No.
I
Have we
think
ever won a game in Charlotte? Well, we've only played West Virginia, right?
it's the only game I can remember.
I think, yeah.
I think we play them West Virginia there again in a few years.
We do, Kyle.
The last time we
Yeah.
NC State, we were like, oh man, this could be a trap game. And Tyler Bray and Cordell Patterson just went crazy.
No, that was in Atlanta.
Yeah.
But it was versus NC State.
Yeah. Never forget, we were so scared of David Amerson all off season, and then we just torched them. I'm sick of the neutral site game. So the non-conference home schedule is Chattanooga, Kent State, and UTEP. What? Sorry. Stop doing these neutral site games. Because who
I
have we
agree.
played neutral site? Georgia Tech, NC State, West Virginia, Virginia. I mean, I would love to see those teams play in Neyland. I'm sure they would enjoy it too. So sick of those neutral site games.
We got
I
a
don't under-
floor,
I mean,
man.
Are they paying us a ton of money to do it?
No, we're paying them money.
Oh, we're paying that. Yeah, that's.
No,
that's
we
what
don't pay money to do neutral site games.
Oh no, neutral site. Yeah, sorry, I thought you were talking about the buy games. UTEP is 100%. We've got to have the padded floor because the league is going to be so much tougher now. You're not going to see us play a neutral site game with NC State and a home game with Michigan State, or that would be cool. That's just not going to happen.
Sad.
I
So
agree.
what do we think Oklahoma is gonna? Are they gonna be good next year? Dylan Gabriel's
No.
transferring out.
Gabriel's gone. Their entire starting offensive line's gone. They've had a bunch of portal exits. I don't know.
Will
Got a big rebuild.
any of the Pruitt players who went still be there? There's like 5 that went.
I know Keyshawn Lawrence. I think Lawrence was the only one still there.
He went in the portal, I think.
Eric
did
Gray, he's in the NFL team with somebody, I think.
Yeah, he's up there with you
Yeah.
and the Giants.
Oh, with Jalen Hyatt, yeah.
Yeah, and Tommy DeVito.
And his agent.
Legend.
Arkansas would be terrible, right? Is that safe to assume or not safe to
Yeah.
assume?
I view Arkansas as not Vanderbilt, but
I mean, they had all those players come back this year, and they were terrible. Quarterbacks
Bobby-
leaving.
Bobby Petrino is more or less going to be the head coach by that point.
I forgot they hired him. That's
Like
funny.
Who- And KJ Jefferson left, which I
KJ gone,
for-
Rocket Sanders is gone. They still have a ramshackle offensive line. However, at Arkansas, no matter what, just based off of history, always terrifies me.
I was thinking that's a game I wouldn't mind going to. I've always wanted to go to an Arkansas game.
You think you just, oh, look, it's Arkansas. It's one state away, right? No.
Well, we could go out to Oklahoma 2 weeks before and just stay out there for 2 weeks.
Oh, we could just stay out.
Pop on over to Arkansas.
get the Arkansas game on the way back.
Let's just hang out in Tulsa for a week. Sure, that would be delightful.
Good old Rocky Van Life pod for a couple weeks. That'd be fun.
I think we should do it.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind it.
Mobile jobs into it.
Hey, we can rent one of those RVs, That'd be fun.
Terrible way of
We could
traveling.
borrow an RV maybe. Huh?
Well, if you got the connections.
One of our listeners might have one.
Traveling.
Anybody's got any Dalton connections out there?
Dalton Connections. Hilarious.
I'm being
Thank
told
you.
that I need to learn to drive an RV because eventually I'll be someone who wants it. But, oh man, it's so scary.
All right, so we got Florida at home. Florida's also getting nailed in the transfer portal.
Getting nailed on the schedule, too.
It's
Just-
back-to-back weeks. We're playing coaches that were probably on the hottest seats in America.
Sorry, you saying Nick Saban's on the hot seat?
No,
Oh.
Sam
Oh.
Pittman.
Sam Pittman buying all those pedestals and
Wait,
stuff out there.
Did we fly past Oklahoma a little bit? I feel like that's a bigger deal that we just skip past that.
Well, Caleb asked if they were going to be
We
good.
did discuss their roster in some small amount of detail.
All mild form. Yes, that is going to be a hellacious game. And yes, Kyle, you're absolutely right. Nico going into that game, first SEC game on the road, they're going to be ready for us. I still haven't gotten 2014 out of my mind. It's going to be a rough one.
Was
I
it
don't-
the
I don't-
Oklahoma game or the Oregon game that was the worst loss? It was Oregon,
That would-
right?
Oregon. Remember Oklahoma that game? It was like a couple of things, like a bad turnover, another bad turnover by Worley, or a fumble or something, pick by the end zone, pick at the goal line. And the game was should have been numerically a lot closer than it actually was. It ended up looking terrible. But yeah, that
Who's that?
Oregon
I don't remember it. Who's that defensive end? They had Striker or something.
Yeah.
striker, yeah.
That's like the only thing I remember.
I remember my Oklahoma buddies being like, Tennessee actually played better than the score shows. And I'm like, God, that just made me feel bad.
Do you think they're going to stripe their stadium for us again?
Oh, I hope. I mean,
I hope so.
yeah.
But
They create Decker Nealand.
I think I'm going to go for sure. I'm there. So I'll let you know.
You. You.
You got to think game day will be there, like all those big shows. Like it should be a pretty big game.
I don't think Tennessee's going to be ranked just by that point.
What?
What do you mean? We're ranked right now.
We're not going to be ranked. I don't think we're going to start next season ranked.
Why?
I think we will.
Yes, we will. We definitely will be.
I think I don't think it'll be as much about us as Oklahoma's first ever SEC game is going to be the main narrative.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of
So
OU
Texas-
pumping.
The SEC, Oklahoma.
When is Texas's first SEC game though?
Good question.
Yeah, but we got the Josh Heupel, coming home type deal.
Okay, I forgot about that angle.
Coming home, I thought we were playing Oklahoma, not like North Dakota.
Okay.
Okay. I'm looking up. Texas plays their first one against Mississippi State September 28th.
Okay.
Man,
So
they have a brutal schedule. They got Colorado State, Michigan, Texas, San Antonio, Louisiana Monroe, Mississippi State. Bye
They
week.
play Michigan next year?
Yes, second week. At Ann Arbor too, man. Better hide your signs there, Sarkeesian.
They're lucky Terry Bowden just got fired from La Monroe. That'd be a fist fight.
Oh, did he? That's
Yeah,
sad.
no, that made bad. Poor Tater Tot. Okay, no, Kyle, I think you're right. Like that will be a marquee game. I don't know if that's college game day worthy. Not that sure we care about that anymore.
It absolutely is, and I'm calling it now. Bob Stoops will be the guest picker.
Ooh.
Watch.
You think Lee Corso will fire the guns?
Is he going to be able to make it through another season?
That was. Do we think Lee Corso will be with us?
I mean, they were literally pushing him across the finish line this year.
I think it goes until Corso goes. I think that is very, very evident.
All right.
Poor
Okay, so
We-
Florida.
Great.
We complained for decades about it being in September, and they finally put it in the middle of the schedule.
money where our mouth is, boys.
And there's a bye week for us to kind of reset for Florida too.
No, there's
True.
not. Oh, I mean, okay, before Arkansas.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
worried. So
Oh, yeah, I'm sure Chattanooga, NC State, and Kent State will just give us all we can handle. Got to have a
You are-
bye week.
We're sorely underestimating NC State. That
They got
was
Grayson
not
McCall transferred today.
Grayson McCall, and this guy just seems to crank out winners. Not conference championship style winners, but tough, good teams.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, if Nico is
Florida.
what he's advertised as, then I don't think we'll have any issue with those first three games.
Got to rebuild our defensive backfield.
I mean, they were already broken as it was. So.
Yes, they are starters with SEC experience, and now there's not going to be nothing.
Well,
We have simply taken the fallen bricks, the fallen brick wall, and thrown away the bricks.
we do need to talk about the transfer portal here in a little bit, but all right, Florida, revenge game. Can we get over that hump?
yes,
Yeah, I'm really not worried about it at home.
You're not worried.
like
I'm a Tennessee fan, and I'm not worried about the Florida game.
We don't lose to teams we're as good at home.
I would actually say that was my thing when I saw. I was like, well, it's not at Florida. We'll probably win.
God, guys.
Maybe we should move Florida to a neutral site every year.
Just move
Do like
Florida
the Georgia thing. All right, next Alabama, coming off a playoff appearance this year. Oh man,
No Milrow.
What?
We gotta see. Oh wait, Milrose's a senior.
No, he's a sophomore. Or
Oh.
He's a
got-
sophomore.
he's got eligibility left.
Well, they gotta fork up that NIL money if they want him to stay after the
Yeah.
season he had. Woo.
Why does it feel like that guy's been around forever?
I don't know because he I don't think he has.
No, you
The
remember
first I remember was when
fast freshman behind Bryce Young.
he played for Young when he got hurt. I remember. I think it was at Arkansas.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were going to kick us out of the playoff if we beat Alabama with just Jalen Milroe last year.
All right, so I'm curious, going in just really quick around the horn, going into our second bye, what's our record?
How many games is it?
7-0
7?
Yeah.
and 0.
I mean, I think we're probably 6-1.
Let's see. I'm thinking 6-1 too.
You're thinking we're going to get one over Oklahoma or Alabama?
I think we're gonna get both of them.
I think we lose to Alabama. I think we get Oklahoma.
Maybe you're right, Chris. I don't know. It's
I mean, we're looking at 6-1, 5-2 either way.
4-3.
Chris. All right, next game, guys. Bye week. I'm so glad we got 2 bye weeks this year.
No, I
Yeah,
hate
that's
bye
great.
weeks.
Why? They are so relaxing.
They
No,
are
they're
one.
not.
What
I
is
want-
the matter?
I want
you?
to watch the Tennessee Volunteers play football,
I do too. I get that.
and
but
I don't
it
want a
is-
football season where there's 2 weeks where I can't do that.
I don't know how you don't find it relaxing to not stress all day about our game.
I
Thank
don't,
you.
because then I just have no purpose. You know me, I can watch a game and just not care. I don't care about these other teams. I don't want to watch them.
Your purpose
All,
is to
all the football's garbage now.
I lean towards Matt on this.
Yeah,
what?
I mean,
Bye
I
weeks
just
suck.
think as soon as the game ends and I'm like, oh crap, next week's a bye weekend, it's just like, all right, I just got to get through next weekend.
I'm just like,
You get a nice day. It's chipper. There's not an ounce of stress in your body. You're gonna get to know that you're gonna go and watch Kentucky lose in some horrific, utterly hilarious way. You're gonna watch something every single weekend. It does not matter. Something absolutely unexpected and hilarious is gonna happen. But when it's Tennessee playing, you're just so focused on it unless it's at noon and it's UTEP and we do what we got to do there. Then you get the rest of the day. That's sort of like B tier. But man, bye weeks just it just sounds to me like you don't really like college football.
I like Tennessee playing college football.
yeah,
and
we
I
get
don't
12
like when they
votes.
don't. Yeah, and
So
it goes by
there's-
so fast.
Weird
Ugh.
to me.
Not next. We get an extra week next year.
And he hates it.
Yeah, because we're
He
not
does-
playing a game. Give me another home game against somebody.
All
We
right.
should man, guys, that is
So, Matt, did you say 6-1, 5-2, 4-3?
7-0.
Interesting.
good boy.
Love the Vols. I like you guys. All right, Kentucky. When?
Yeah, 100%.
Have you seen Kentucky in the portal?
They're killing it right now.
They're-
What's his face? From Georgia.
Yeah, Vandegrift.
He's going to be good. They got the Ohio State running back. Who else?
I think they got a receiver from somewhere.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're gonna get their tight end maybe.
What?
What
What happened?
Okay, let's talk about transfer portal. We're not gonna get anybody. What in the hell are we doing?
We got Matt. We got John Campbell, Gerald Mincy, Cooper, Spraggins, Peely,
You got
Omar
guys
Thomas.
today.
Can they
Omar
play
North-
defensive back?
Judy Lawley's not in the transfer portal yet. We're
Yeah.
good. We got Ricky Gibson.
Hey, I am excited about Ricky Gibson. I don't know any of these other young guys.
Boo Carter,
Uh,
maybe if he doesn't.
hold on to that one for a minute.
I mean, I do like the idea of playing a lot of young guys, but I would also like to just add like maybe one or two veterans there.
Yes, I
Wide
there
receiver,
is
I'm not too worried about getting like a
Kyle?
wide receiver. Kyle, you okay?
My phone keeps connecting to Skype for some reason.
I'm not too worried about wide receiver. I wouldn't mind getting another lineman, offensive lineman.
not too worried about wide receiver.
No. We got Nimrod, Webb, Heacock, Brew McCoy, hopefully, Squirrel White, Devontae Thornton.
I heard.
No,
I had thought Brooke McCoy officially is going.
Oh, is he?
I don't know. I just thought I heard
I've
that.
not seen anything.
No, he's not decided.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, honestly, defensive
No.
back, maybe a linebacker. That's all I really want.
we need as many bodies in the wide receiver room. This year, when we were kind of getting down to having to play Nimrod and Webb, just convinced me we need the dude from Tulane. We
No.
need several.
You know what that issue was? Joe Milton sucks. That was that issue. Leave it there.
I am. I hate to say it, but I'm leaning towards Matt again.
Hey, I preach the truth on here. All right, November 9th, Mississippi State.
It's gonna be a weird one.
That could be
Are
interesting.
we worried about Lebby at all coming in?
Probably not this year. I mean, I'm not like extremely worried about anyone at Mississippi State, I don't think, but it could be a fun game. They might
Hear
score.
that, Brandon Walker? Scare us. Yeah, I'm not too worried about that. All right, at Georgia. Yeah. Yeah, that's what their fans are going to be doing when Nico hangs half 100 on them. Let's
Jesus.
go. What are they, 11-0 now? 10-0, okay.
Do you think their stadium's going to be 170 decibels this time? 200 decibels.
I heard they're already lining up for it.
Oh man.
Who else does Georgia play next year? Probably nobody. They got the tip
Oh.
of Georgia.
No, their schedule is freaking insane.
It's apocalyptic.
Let's see. Okay, Georgia, Clemson, Tennessee Tech, Kentucky, bye week, Alabama, Auburn, Mississippi State, Texas, bye week, Florida, Ole Miss, Tennessee, UMass, Georgia Tech. Okay, yeah,
The Dolphins, the
so
Jets.
crazy.
I mean,
Okay, Alabama plays Western Kentucky, South Florida, Wisconsin. Bye week, Georgia, Vanderbilt, South Carolina, Tennessee, Missouri. That's a rough stretch. Bye week, LSU, Mercer, Oklahoma, and Auburn. And they got a pretty tough schedule.
I mean, everybody's going to be fairly tough, but
Yep.
No, listen to Missouri here. You ready for this? Murray State, Buffalo, Boston College, Vanderbilt. Bye week, Texas A&M, UMass, Auburn, Alabama. Bye week, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Mississippi State, Arkansas.
holy crap. So they're going to go like 10-2 again.
Yeah,
damn.
that's wild.
Are they at Boston College, Matt?
No. First 4 games at home.
Dadgummit. That was the only chance BC had.
Let's see what the best out-of-conference games are. Bama, Wisconsin. That's in Madison. Oh,
Plus,
exciting.
they have
Yeah.
Golish coming into town.
Yeah. Almost beat them this year. Or what was it, like 17-0?
17-6, 9, something like that.
I don't think they scored.
I don't know. Bad content.
See, Auburn plays California, New Mexico.
Hey, while we're running over random schedules, just curious.
I love college football.
Yeah. What's Oklahoma's schedule and Texas' schedule coming into
Well,
that?
first, Florida opens the season with Miami next year. Who did you say, Oklahoma?
Yeah.
We got Temple, Houston, Tulane, Tennessee, Auburn. Oof. Bye week: Texas, South Carolina, Ole Miss, Maine, Missouri. Oh my God! Bye week: Alabama, LSU.
I mean, that seems fair.
It ramps up pretty hard near the end, but
That's a pretty crazy schedule.
does any SEC team play Pitt?
Pitt.
That
Let's see,
that is
buddy.
a game.
Vanderbilt hosts Virginia Tech to start the year. Or that
Are
might
they
be
playing at Bristol or?
No. Oh, could you imagine? Oof. All right, you guys fill it. I'm looking for big games. Oh, A&M plays Notre Dame. Okay, I can get behind this college
That's-
football.
Where is
stuff.
that game? Where's the A&M Notre Dame game?
College Station.
Oh my God.
Okay, let me look for bye week games for Tennessee. First bye week, we got Mississippi State, Texas, and A&M and Arkansas. Oklahoma, Auburn, Ole Miss, Kentucky. Oh, LSU plays South Alabama. How about that? Oh, I missed LSU opens with Southern Cal. Man, there's some good games next year. Okay, that's
So-
enough.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's finish our schedule real quick.
it will be an interesting.
UTEP.
When our next.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt.
Andy.
I hate to say, is it too much pressure to say we're going 10-2? But at worst, I'm thinking like 9-3. At 8-4, we're like sounding the alarms.
At worst, 9-3.
I'm there with
well,
Kyle.
I don't know if I feel like 9-3 should be what we expect.
Yeah.
Anything worse, and I don't know if I'm sounding the alarms necessarily, but it is a little. I would be slightly worried.
I mean, the only games that really have me like, okay, we could lose are Georgia, Bama, and Oklahoma. Agreed?
That's
Those
the only ones I don't think it's a slam dunk.
And
Those
we don't have any
sad,
business
yeah.
dropping any of the other ones.
You think Florida, the Florida Gators, are a slam dunk?
This year, yeah.
Chris, it's always a
Guys.
slam dunk. It's always that year that we get over it. And
You're right, Matt. Every year.
I would say this. I don't think this year's Florida game was a Florida curse issue. I think it was simply a Joe Milton issue.
I agree.
No,
I mean, our
we
defense
failed.
like a touchdown on 4 straight drives or something, but
Failed miserably on both sides of the ball and in special teams.
Chris, we've won.
And
We've won 2 out of the last 4 against Florida at home. So
excellent memory.
I don't know why you're worried.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm worried either, man. We need Nico. We need Nico to be a.
We need Nico to be the Nico we think he's going to be.
Iamia Lava.
Iamaliava.
No. I already forgot. I
think
spent all
Chris
those
is-
hours.
Yeah. I think they posted a TikTok of him saying it, and it was Ia Mali Ava.
Iamia Lava.
The thing that gave me the most hope that he's going to be good is I saw like the top 10 quarterback rankings from like 3 years ago, and pretty much 8 or 9 out of the 10 are very good. Were very good this year, so that gives me hope.
I don't know. The nothingness of this season has just kind of put me in a spot football wise. And the fact that we're not doing anything in the transfer portal.
I don't know. I don't care. Like I truly do not care about the transfer portal.
Just no buzz right now. We even got a bowl game that we're just kind of
How do you not care?
I mean, I hope we add a few pieces, but we're not going to be adding 10 players because we don't need 10 players. We need like a few.
Yeah. So get some.
Okay, we've got a month. Chill out.
Kentucky's killing us in it. We got all this money and we can't buy anybody. We can't.
We bought tons of people. We bought everyone who came back for next year.
That is
Do you
true.
guys want Tyler Barron back?
I mean, yes, if
Yeah.
he wants.
Uh,
I would.
guess. I don't know.
I mean, it just
Okay.
He's a good player. Of course, I want him back. But I'm not gonna like throw a fit if he doesn't come back. He's not that good.
Okay.
sell out Tyler.
Respectful. Respectable. Yeah. Okay. Um. You know, one thing I am upset about the schedule is, so say we lose Georgia, all right, eliminated, no playoff potential. Then we got UTEP and Vanderbilt, and then like a month.
What do you
wait.
mean? No, one loss does not
Thing-
eliminate you from the
you're
12-team
thinking-
playoff. Yeah,
We can be in the playoff at 10-2 now.
Well,
Could we-
I mean, it's
could
gonna be
we-
weird when you get like that matchup of like two traditional SEC East teams in the championship game. That'd be wild. I kind of like that idea.
that's a good point, though. I mean, that Georgia game may mean nothing. We could lose it and be safely in the playoffs, so be fine.
I guess. Okay.
Just
You
mess
guys
with that
convinced me.
seeding. Is your expectation playoff next year?
I don't think it has to be next year. I do expect to make it one out of the next 2 years.
I would like to be in the playoff conversation at the end of the season. If we get in or not, great. But I don't want to go into the last 3 or 4 games being like, yeah, we don't have a chance.
I mean, you want to be in the Florida State position where we're like, obviously we deserve to get in.
No, I'm just saying, like,
Coming to sue you.
I think we really can kind of put the pressure on Heupel to say year in, year out, we're going to be a top 12 to 15 team right now.
It's a 12 or is it a 16 team?
12 team.
12. Okay.
So I think, if he's top 12, top 15, I'm kind of okay, but I can't accept 15 to 20, 20 or above.
You don't want to be ranked. You can't stand just being ranked.
Yeah, I don't want to be like a consistently number 18 in the country.
As in, if we're number 18 every year for the next 3 years, you want him gone.
Yes.
Okay. We need to be in the playoff half of the time, 2/3 of the time.
That's too much.
Yeah, well, let's put it in like pockets of 5 years. Every 5 years, do you want him to be in the 12-team playoff 2 or 3 times?
That's still. It's not that if you're in the top 12, you get in the 12-team playoff. You really have to be better than that.
Yeah.
'Cause There's
Yeah,
a lot
So
of.
it's the highest ranked. So the 6 highest ranked conference champions will receive an automatic bid. The top 4 teams will receive a first round bye, and the 6th highest ranked teams remaining will round out the 12-team format.
But
There's
here,
going to be
I'm thinking though, with the setup of the new SEC having the top 2 teams go to the Atlanta for the SEC championship game, whoever's number 3 is going to benefit by not taking a loss in Atlanta.
Yeah, but the way they have it set up now, if you're the second best team in the SEC, you're probably getting in the playoff, even if you lose. Because it's not like you can have a division champ who's not that good anymore. Like,
So basically, you're saying going to Atlanta secures a playoff berth, no matter if you win or lose.
I would think so. If you're the second best team in the SEC, you have to be in the 12
Yeah,
team
but
playoff.
I'm even thinking even the 3rd team probably gets in.
Yeah, I would say 3 is probably the minimum.
Yeah,
I would say
like
three,
if we're in 4th place in the SEC, we're probably not. But if we can be in the top 3, even if we don't go to Atlanta,
Doesn't it feel like that we're eventually going to have to phase out the SEC championship game?
They should, but they won't because they make
They
money.
should-
from it.
Okay.
I mean, I wish they would make it mean a little bit more, like, than it does, to be honest.
Yeah, now it's just an extra game on your path. I mean, it almost makes me strategically more important to try and be the 3rd SEC team and not one of the 2 playing in Atlanta. Save
Yeah.
yourself a week.
that's
Well-
kind of what I was thinking too. Is like you almost don't want to go to Atlanta.
but then again, if you're number one undefeated Georgia or Alabama or somebody, then yeah, you're thinking about getting those first round buys.
Yeah.
You're not thinking
But
about
what's going to
squeaking in.
suck is
But
if
if
you
you're
lose,
number 12 and playing in Atlanta for the SEC championship game, I mean,
You're
it's,
number 12, probably not going to be in Atlanta.
yeah,
well, I mean, you can be.
it would
You
be
could,
very
but
likely for the second best SEC team to be number 12.
That's true.
It could happen,
Well.
but then what would suck is if you lose the SEC championship game, then you don't get the bye, so you have to play like
yeah,
another
like,
extra game.
I
Yeah.
feel like SEC championship is eventually going to be kind of an impediment to SEC
Like
teams.
it would be better to be third probably than to lose the SEC championship game.
That's why I'm. What if the seeding works out where you go to the SEC championship game and you lose it, and your first game is to playing the number 3 in the SEC?
I bet they wouldn't let that happen, but
I see a scenario where the Georgia game this year is we are elated with a tactical loss.
Yeah, that's
We
kind of
only
what
have
I'm thinking.
we have only two losses, or we have one loss at that point. We've done well. We've only lost to Alabama, or only lost to Oklahoma, and we've run the table down. But, oh shit, we're going to be in Atlanta, and it's gonna mess with things. So what we need to do is lose to Georgia, let them take the bullet. They'll lose to Alabama, fall into the field. Alabama takes the top spot. Georgia falls out of the buys, and we sneak in the field, and we get an extra week of rest. This is a good thing.
Well, doesn't
Can-
I think the NFL like has rules specifically against things like that, right? I know the NBA does.
Against losing,
Yeah, against intentionally like throwing.
who it
game.
wasn't it like last year in the NFL there was some scenario where the teams both wanted to lose.
Yeah, I remember that.
What was I forget?
I can't remember the exact, but I remember.
You get the better playoff match if they lost.
Yeah. Yeah, I know the NBA is really big on it, like especially like sitting star players and stuff. Like I don't know, so maybe that could be an interesting thing. But that is
Well,
wild
they-
thinking about like just all the scenarios.
there's going to be a lot of unforeseen right now tactics that are going to come into play, and that's
I
going to
want,
frame the
more than I want more than anything a home playoff game in Neyland Stadium.
Yeah,
Oh, well, we could just go over to Charlotte and do it though. I mean, wouldn't you want to do that? Huh?
discussion.
Got a nice big stadium over there.
our first home playoff game, whatever it's going to be, is going to be nuts.
We're not gonna have a home playoff game, guys. Come on. Yeah, we will. This is gonna be great.
Wait, how does it? Is the first? Are they going to do the playoff games and then it transitions into the bowls? Like the last final 8 games, or like the pick whatever Peach
The first
road.
The first round is on campus games.
God.
And-
So if you get a bye, you don't get a home playoff game.
nope.
Congrats.
The stack is decked for you to not be in the top.
Stack is decked.
It's decked.
I was
That's
like, I don't get that one.
Yeah, it's everything is being leveraged for you to not want to be in the top 4, but you want to be somewhere in the field. You need to be ranked somewhere like 10th, 8th, 9th, something like that.
You want to be 5 through 8 because if you're 10th, you could be playing a away playoff game like at Michigan in the middle of December.
Ooh, the strategy is going to be good. Do you prefer this to do you prefer this new way, just even talking about it? Does it sound more interesting than the way things have been done, say for the last 5 years?
I don't see this format lasting more than a few years.
Yeah, it's going to go to
I think
32.
more conference. I mean, like just more conference alignment. Like it's eventually like the 6th highest ranked conference champ. Like what are the 6 conferences?
I would say
ACC, Big 10. Does Big 12 still exist? I guess. Yeah.
well, my point to answer Chris's question is like the last 3 or 4 minutes of our conversation here has been a lot of fun thinking about the strategies and tactics of what could be. So I think we're going to
The other part of what sucks about it is we semi-seriously discussed whether losing a game would be good, and that's
Yeah. The regular
You guys were
season
okay
not,
with it.
not going to have the same kind of meaning. It'll have the same kind of emotional meaning to us. We want to win every game. But yeah, the tactics are going to be a little whatever. Of course, I don't every single we will win every game. We will win every game.
But also to y'all's point about your bye week lovers on here, it's going to make watching the entirety of college football more fun because it's going to other games are going to way more impact us.
Well, yes, to an extent, except that like whatever when Alabama plays Georgia, that game means nothing now because they're like if they lose, so what? They're still in the playoff. So that the huge games mean less because both teams are probably in.
Unless they're fringy at that point.
And then this might not happen for a couple years down the road, but there is going to be a time where you're going to see maybe two amazing teams see each other in the regular season, in Atlanta for the championship, and then again in the playoff.
It's a distinct possibility. It is still sad to me that we have never once met Alabama in Atlanta. It's close last year. We just couldn't do it. And I don't see the SEC championship game lasting another decade.
Oh yeah, that will.
You think it'll last another decade?
Yeah, when people make money on something, they don't stop doing it.
That's a good point.
Unless they're forced to stop.
I feel like there's a lot of examples I could pull out, but I'm not thinking of any right now. Talk about it. Lehman Brothers. Anyway.
They weren't making money, right?
They weren't making money at the end. You're right.
So that's why they stopped.
That's why they stopped. It's been a long day, guys. Oh, man. Well, what next?
You guys want to talk about some bowl games?
Yeah. We're running on an hour episode, y'all.
Are we?
42 minutes.
40.
Save it? Do another one?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
bowl game talk?
We'll see you next week.
Will we?
Will we?
Will we?
We still recording?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is great.
Gotta have a funny outro.
This is great BTS, as the kids call it.
Kyle, how's the weather up in New York? Get any snow yet?
It's spit snow a few times, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. I like
How's the
snow.
weather in Knox County, guys? I can't tell from here.
It's it's not as chilly as it has been, it feels. But crazy drivers.
Oh,
Awful
my
ridiculous.
Rona, me.
Man, I was driving home tonight, and this car in front of me, you know when you press the brakes, your brake lights come on. Well, their brake lights would just turn off. So, man, I had to slam on I was like, well, what the hell's happening here? So, I figured it out, but yeah, that was annoying.
Oh, are we still recording?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
So I'm just curious. I did see a reel that you guys posted last week asking where I was, and it was all bleeped out.
Yeah.
So what was bleeped out? Where did you guys think I was?
It's bleeped out for a reason.
You're going to have to bleep it out again?
I'm just interested.
Well, where were you first? See if
That's
we got it right.
Thank you. Yes.
Where was I? I
Yeah.
was actually in my apartment, and the shelter called that we were doing an outreach at. So I was on the phone with my outreach guy and the shelter director for a migrant shelter in Long Island City.
Mm.
Oh,
Was that what was bleeped out?
Pretty close.
No.
we were pretty
Kinda.
close.
Minus a few 2,000-pound J-dams and other ordnance.
Easy, Matt. We're bleeping that out too.
Kid show.
All right. Well, we'll see you again at some point to talk about the bowl games. Anything you want to talk about, just let us know. Facebook, we're not on Facebook. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, Gmail. We got a Gmail.
And soon to be YouTube Shorts.
YouTube Shorts. Kyle's new pet project, because I'm not doing it. Bye-bye.